When I'm prepared, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing. There will be times when you succeed and times that you fail. So wasting your time doubting whether you're successful or not is pointless.
This video is brought to you by True Focus Fab.
So one of the obstacles we certainly faced was just simply the timing. You know, it was about 2 months in between the first round and the second round. So it did give us some time to prepare the car and make some changes. The team and I mentally prepare as well as physically prepare for this event. For myself, I mean, mental preparation is definitely the top of the list. So physically, yeah, we're in the gym every single day. I mean, even these NASCAR guys talk about it. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you're just sitting in the car, but you do have to be in a good physical shape, especially when you're in this car that, you know, the track temps are well over 115 degrees. You're in a full suit, so you have to be able to control your mind, your emotions, everything, especially physically, just being in shape to handle, you know, that type of situation. There were about 2 months in between the first and second round, and they actually had a practice day at Sebring. So me and the team went out there and we just got to dial in the car and make the changes that we needed so we can actually have a car that was prepped and ready to go right out the trailer. There were some rumblings that they were going to change the layout after the practice day. So the team dialed in the car, tire pressures, gearing, all that stuff. So it was super unexpected that they actually changed the layout when we arrived on the day for the competition. Since we had the gearing, tire pressure, and all the practice with that certain layout. So there was definitely a lot of stuff that we had to adjust immediately. Saturday morning, you know, the team's all there, we're ready to go, we're excited. It's finally here. It's been 2 months of prep and the weekend's finally here. So first thing me and Dajon do in the morning is we get a good workout in. You know, we start with a good stretch just to get ready, and we go on you know, a couple mile run, and really just to get dialed in mentally as well as physically and just get ready for the day. So we arrive Saturday morning to the track, get the car unloaded, get the car teched, and we're feeling great. And then they officially announce that the track layout is changed. So we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to make some changes. The biggest change is the gearing on the car. They changed all the inner clips to the outer zone, so there was definitely a lot more wheel speed, and we had to make the changes appropriate to be as competitive as possible. First thing we always do is we get out there, me and Dajon, and we walk the track.
We're going to try to find different signs that he can look for during competition, whereas, okay, if I see that sign, that's where the car needs to be.
So, I mean, it's pretty freaking bumpy here, dude. So we're gonna be all out, and it's just kind of like...
This track is a huge international speedway, and where they actually have us drifting is turn 17, which is notorious for the bumps. So being able to get out there, visually seeing the difference in the pavement changes, as well as where they're putting the outer zones and all that is crucial.
These are filled with water, so if you hit these, you're gonna feel it.
Having Dajon Reeves, a VDC championship driver, in my ear and helping me spot is unbelievable. I'll always be forever thankful for having him help me this season. Just gives me the ability to really focus on what I need to do, the correct line, so I'm not out there guessing and just trying to put it together. Coming into practice, the track's different. So first thing is we're making gear changes. We're seeing what works and what doesn't, because like I said, all those inner clips are now gone and they are outer zones. So just having to adjust wheel speed was definitely the biggest change, and just getting reacclimated with this new revised layout that they have for us. Yeah, so during practice, you know, we're making all our appropriate changes between gearing, suspension changes, and just making sure the car is ready for competition. Throughout practice, I'm trying different things and different techniques, and come along, and it just seemed like the car was having some issues just getting into third. It was getting to the point where I just physically couldn't get the car into third gear, and we were just wasting runs and wasting practice time. And so anytime in a competition setting, you only have a certain amount of laps and a limited amount of time for practice, so you want to take advantage of all that time possible. When you have these little issues, it could really back you up and take away from the practice time that you really need. So I explained the issue to the crew, and Adam Green was on top of it. He made the changes necessary so I can shift into third, and went back out there and shifted in third, no problems, and we were ready for business. So that was pretty much it for Saturday. Since we were already into the top 32, we just were able to practice and just kind of dial in the car. We were basically able to just relax and get ready for Sunday. So Sunday's finally here, competition day, and we are so excited and ready to go. Of course, we wake up, do our stretches, get our breakfast in, and we get to the track bright and early. So I was super excited to have Lewis Phillip Jr. on the team. I call him Junior. He's been a friend of mine for years and really helped me develop my skills in drifting, as well as just helping set up the cars and just help me achieve my goals, really. So I was really just happy to have him a part of the team out at the track. He was making sure that the car was running good, keeping eyes on all the logs, and doing all his tuning wizardry. And yeah, I was just super excited to have him there with us.
Then we'll just flip over.
So coming to the competition, we were the 6th seed, and that put us against, I believe, like the 17th or 18th place in the seeding bracket. And it happened to be a 14-year-old driver in a 350Z. Coming into this battle, of course, we knew we had a huge power advantage, and it's more so just being able to control the battle and be smart with it. When you're going against someone that is definitely underpowered and not as experienced, you never really know what they're gonna do, so you just have to be very poised and ready for anything, basically. Because I was the 6th seed in this event, I was leading first, and so we go ahead and we lay down just a nice, safe lead run, and feeling pretty confident. The car is really hooked up. Not too hooked up. We want to make sure that it is easier to drive, especially in these type of battles.
Christian Catrone is one of those people who is developing that championship mentality along with his driving. He's thinking about every single thing he can do to improve himself, from physical condition to mental condition to conditioning the car, and he's making sure he's hitting every single point that it takes, not just to be a good driver, but a winner.
Following a car that isn't as experienced or doesn't have the speed, you have to be super careful. I can't tell you how many times I've seen battles and upsets happen because people just don't drive smart. They overdrive the car and then they make mistakes. And so that was top of mind. I knew I had to be smart, apply the pressure that was needed, and do what I need to do. And that's what we did. We applied enough pressure and we got the win.
Christian Catrone gets the win and moves on to the top 16.
Now it's time for top 16. We're going against a friend, Byron Parrish. I've been driving with Byron since the start of my drifting career in the last 6 years or so. So definitely know him as a driver. He's a ripper. He's got a really cool S14 Turbo LS. And I was excited for this one. Again, being the higher seed, I was leading first, and so that really gives us the advantage of, you know, being able to lay down just a solid lead and then getting the data of what he did in the chase, and so I can adjust needed and just make the right choice in the chase.
But here's Christian Catrone in the lead. Parrish in the chase. Christian Catrone coming in with initiation. Looks like a bobble on that initiation, but able to kind of flirt with that first outer zone. But here it comes to the second zone right here on the second outer zone, and he's able to fill it out. That touch and go was good. And here's Byron Parrish trying to use as much speed as possible and makes himself.
So Dajon gets in my ear and he says, great lead, and he did spin in the last outer zone. So you know what? You don't have to go 100%. Just stick it to his door and be safe and be smart.
Now here at Christian Catrone, you know, he's taking names today. But here it is, Christian Catrone in the chase now. Byron Parrish.
So right out the gate, we're both ripping and coming to the first turn. It seems that he's a little offline, and I see him just smash barriers and beautiful cars being destroyed. But you know what? He stays in it. I was a little hesitant hesitant to stay in it because I know he dropped tires, but I never want to put it in the judge's hands or straighten or whatever, so I just stay in it, and I can't believe it, but he makes it almost through the whole track with probably about like 5 inches of toe out. So it was definitely an interesting battle, and we ultimately got the win.
Christian Catrone moving on.
Super excited coming back in and seeing the crew. They're getting me super pumped up every time I come back, and we're just ready to take on Matt Schulman in the top 8. I'm super excited to finally battle Matt Schulman. Me and Matt have been friends since the beginning. He actually drove me, because I didn't have a truck or a trailer, to go purchase my first drift car. So super thankful for everything Matt has done for me in my life and helped me out with drifting. And so it was just like a full circle moment being in Pro-Am and being able to battle your friend. Yeah, so Matt has a really competitive car. It's really fast, and he's got some great parts and great partners on his program. We did get some laps with Matt in practice, but I only led. So he got some data on me, and I didn't get so much data following him. So, you know, coming into this top 8 battle, I knew he was going to throw down, and I knew I was going to have to give it my all. Pulling up to the line, this is the first time that I actually didn't get to lead because he was a higher seed than me. So right off the bat, I am in the chase lane, and so knowing his car is quick and he can drive, you know, I'm going to do my best and put it on him. So right out the gate, you know, we have a pretty even speed, I'd say, and he initiates, but in the back of my head, I just don't want to overdrive. On top of just that track layout is very, very tough to see when you actually drop tires, because if you drop 2 tires, you get a 0 and the battle is over. So with that in the back of my mind, and knowing I had to push, I had to find a good happy medium. We initiate in outer zone 1 and we stick it to his door. You know, we give enough room so we don't, you know, overdrive the car and finish that run with a nice little door tap. Feeling really good about my run, confident, you know, we're heading back to the line, and Daejeon tells me that you gotta lay down a solid lead. Matt was there, filled all the zones, and did exactly what he needed to. You know, the adrenaline at this point is just pumping, especially after just a great run, a great chase. You're just pumping, you're ready to go. I'm ready to go, I know Matt's ready to go. I know we're both gonna put on a show, and so I'm really excited just to put this lead down.
Christian Catrone in the lead, Matt Schulman getting chased. Here we go, Christian Catrone on that initiation, not going as deep as he could.
So we initiate into the outer zone 1, man, the car is hooked up, and man, I'll tell you what, Matt is right there on the door, and I can hear him.
Matt Schulman getting nice and close on the first corner as they make their way around through the touch and go. They're looking to keep that proximity as they go through the transition. Matt Schulman doing a great lead. As we see, Christian Catrone's got a quick car, but Matt Schulman completely unfazed by it. An amazing chase job so far.
So I came up a little bit short in outer zone 3, giving Matt the ability to surge up pretty close to my door and closing out that run. In my head, I'm hoping that I had enough to put together for this run, but overall I'm feeling pretty confident and ready for the decision. Get back up the line, we give each other a thumbs up, and there's a decision. This is definitely a stressful point in all of drifting. You know, waiting to hear if you're gonna move on or not, especially in a close battle where you don't truly know if you won.
Matt Schulman gets the win and moves on.
So we might not have got the win on this one, but there's always something that I can take from the battle, win or lose. A lot of times you look back and you just say, what can I make, you know, what changes can I make? How can I get better? And so, you know, having that mindset that it's not a win or loss, it's more of a win or a learn. What did we learn and what I can apply to the next round and come back stronger. In that moment, like, you can't think about failure. Failure is only when you accept failure. Like, we don't accept failure. All we're gonna do is learn from those mistakes, those challenges, come back stronger, and be ready, and just know when we go against those top drivers that we can't give any room. You have to go 100%. There is no safe driving at that point. You know, it's like we have to put it on the podium, and you know, moving forward, that's really our mindset. It's kill mode from here. Really looking forward to the next round. This is round 3 at our home track at OSW, and this is really where, you know, having, you know, big oval track really separates the boys from the men. I mean, going back to round 1, I believe we really shined having, you know, a bank track, and you know, having the confidence and the ability to kind of get up on the wall, ride that wall. So I'm excited to get back out there, drive hard, and ultimately put ourselves on that podium. And you know, at this point, you know, we're, like I said, we're dialed in. We're ready to take this home, and we're ready to take this to the next level. Just thanks to the support of my team, my partners, my family. You know, we're ready to get back out there. I'm excited, and let's do this.